knot right here. It's gonna be fun. I'll try and get to where it's flat. Boy, that knot's good. That's not smart. I don't even know if you can see.
Another knot. The knot goes all the way through. Never noticed that. Look at that. That one's stubborn. Ouch! It's very important never to cut towards yourself like this. Duh. You slice yourself or hurt yourself. When I was in Boy Scouts, they taught us never to cut towards yourself. The first thing they taught us in wood whittling was never to cut towards yourself. But the last thing they taught us was how to cut towards yourself, which is called a relief cut. What you do is you see this piece right here? I'll show you. So what you do is you grind it like a nice notch, like a nice cut across the grain. So the grain of the wood's going this way, so I'm going to go this way, across the grain. Get a nice deep groove there. You see how, I don't know if you can see how far in that is. It's a good eighth of an inch, 8 2/4 inch in there. A nice deep groove. And then that way when you're coming back, it's called back cutting. It stops at that. It stops at. It's supposed to stop right there at that cut. I think that this area of the wood is. See how it stops? It stops at that notch. And you just take little bits at a time. Just be extra careful. You see how it starts to. See? This little piece acts as like a safety stop to keep you from cutting yourself, but just be careful. See? It's always easier to cut away from yourself. You get more power that way, more control, and it's safer. But say I want to go down more, you just cut some more relief cut. See? Cut off that little chunk. So say I wanted to make like steps right here. See, you'd be able to make like a step. I was planning on turning this piece of wood into a crossbow, like the barrel of the crossbow. Since it had that channel in it, had that nice channel, I was going to use that for the rail for where the bolt will go. But I think I'm going to make a out of this piece of wood. I think I'm going to try and make a. Well, kind of wanted to do a knife, like a letter opener, like a wooden letter opener. But yeah, see how I was able to basically smooth that out. I mean, it's. You can see where I still need to go a little more on this side. Just keep at it. Bring it down. I got this big notch right here that I need to get rid of. I was just doing that to show you guys. I still almost cut myself, so just be careful. Especially when you're using a non-retractable razor knife. And they call these things suicide knives for a reason. They do have the very sharp steel blade on them, so boy, see, that's why it was fighting me so much. The grain right there, it has like a strange angle, and the grain just changes in that spot. It's just a hobby. I mean, of course, it'd be way easier to do this with other tools. But it's not as fun. Or messy. That's probably just as messy, I suppose. So instead of continuing on, as you can see though, you can get it pretty well flattened out. This side needs more work over here, but I'm not actually going to use this side just because of all the knots and the fact that the knot goes all the way through. So the only piece of this wood that I'm actually going to keep is probably back here in this part. So for cutting that, I'm definitely going to use a different tool. Get a little saw blade. This is a hacksaw blade, and to be honest with you, I think this would take quite a long time. That's it. Not even a whole hacksaw blade. It's just broken in half. piece of wood I seen. It's part of a pallet. The channel here was for a metal or plastic strap to go in, and it holds down whatever the pallet was holding. And they threw it away at my work. I was like, oh, throw away perfectly good pieces of wood. That could be, you could turn that into all kinds of things. The cool thing about wood is it's so versatile. It's forgiving. You mess up, you can just sand it down. It's a brand new surface. 100 years old, take a layer off, brand new. As long as it doesn't get too wet and it doesn't get termites, you're good. Wood will last you a lifetime, especially if you paint it or you treat it like this. This is called Paralam. It's treated for outdoors, but it's basically soaked in creosote, like the telephone poles, so that termites won't eat it, and it repels sun damage, repels water, makes it last longer outdoors, weather treated. I'm just going to go all the way around if I can. Teeth all face in one direction, so it's easier to pull than it is to push. So to get it started, you want to pull it. Get yourself a little groove going. That way you don't not slipping and sliding around everywhere. And then you can start to push. I don't think I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and cut all the way through this whole thing. It'll take me a year. I just want to get a nice score all the way around, and then I'm going to snap it. It's basically like cutting glass. You score it where you want to make the you want your cut to be, and then you score it where you want your cut to be, and then hit it hard. Hit it real hard. Something heavy. Basically, you're just weakening it where you want it to break at. If you score it right, it'll be a clean break. And there might be some splintering and leftover chunk. You don't want it, but you can always work that down later. As long as it doesn't split your piece, it should be okay. It's gonna be probably a two-part video. See, nice little score. Set it up somewhere right there. Hey. Hit it with a rock. Got my piece. That's what's left over. Just hit it with that rock, and yeah, there's all the mess it made, but it's a pretty clean break with no splits. Oh, I take that back. There's a good amount of splitting there. See it there, but I could probably cut around that. But yeah, you get the idea.